Welcome back to Kingdom Love Stories, where we celebrate love that reflects God's heart and kingdom principles. Today's story reminds us that strong marriages are built through commitment, growth, and a shared pursuit of God. Please welcome Sean Jr. and Terry Smith as they share their kingdom love story and what it means to build a marriage with faith at the center.
Hi, my name is Sean Smith Jr.
And I'm Terry Smith, and we've been married for 3 years.
We first met each other was on Facebook, and what happened was when I was in school, one of my friends at that time, he was dating her cousin, and he was like, "Hey, you got any girlfriend at the time?" I said, "No." So he mentioned you. And I was like, "Okay, we try it out." And then all you see, I messaged you on Facebook. You messaged me back. And then, yeah.
Okay, my story is like similar to that, but he forgot to mention I was not a fan of this friend that was dating my cousin. So when my cousin came to me and asked me, "Hey, my boyfriend has this friend," and I said, "Anybody that's associated with this guy, I want nothing to do with." But here we are now. So I guess sometimes don't ignore your instincts, but sometimes ignore it sometimes. Well, funny enough, we were 16. So I don't think we really had a first date. It was just conversation. Our first official date wasn't until we were about 18. Because we lost contact in that 2 years and then reconnected when I told him happy 18th birthday. And then from there, that's where we lead to where we are now.
Boy, I remember when she told me happy birthday, I was like, "What?" Where you go from? So, man, I was so happy when she told me happy birthday. But what happened was, after she told me that, something in me was like, "Sean, message you back."
Yeah, it took him 2 weeks.
2 weeks to message you back.
Yeah.
You and your cousins was at a tattoo parlor?
Yeah.
And when I messaged her back, we started talking, and things just went from there. And then our first date was at the bowling alley.
Yeah, we went bowling, and then we went to the movies.
Yeah, we watched 300.
Okay, so like I said, we were relatively young. So because we lost contact when we were 16, I said, let us get past the summer and then see how it goes. We were not in the same country for a good part of our relationship. So it was a lot of FaceTime, movie nights, and things like that. But I would say because I genuinely liked talking to him and spending time with him, I said, okay, this may be something more than a little teenage fling. So, yeah. But I would definitely say when we hit the 20 mark, I said, okay, I think we in it for the long run.
That was around, at what point? I think we were 25?
Oh, the marriage one.
Yeah, 25.
Not when you knew.
24. Well, I knew from we were 22.
Okay.
I wanted to marry you. But I knew at that time we were too young.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to rush into marriage because I knew it wouldn't last. So
and it
I
was
said,
also a lot of pressure too.
Yeah. So I said, let's take our time. And I prayed about it a lot. Talked to my parents about it. And others who've been married for a long time. And I say, okay, you know what? In 2021, I'll propose to you. So, funny how I proposed though was we went away, we went to Zales, and I got her ring on a discount. And at that time,
not to cut you off, you waited till I was in the Apple store to go buy the ring.
And how it happened was, right, when I got the ring, I was like, okay, how am I going to propose to her? How I can make it smooth, no criminal, right? So the next day, because around that time it was still COVID, they were serving those Jimmy Dean.
The frozen
breakfast.
breakfast.
Jimmy Dean breakfast. and it was cold. I warmed it in the microwave. It was still cold. I said, okay, you know what? Let me just give it a because we still going out for breakfast anyway. And I put the ring right next to it.
I didn't notice the ring.
And I said, babe, I started talking, and I said, will you marry me? And she took it. I said, it's cold. I said, that's the ice, baby.
Yeah, I was like, why do you brought me cold food? And he was like, because of the ice. And I said, the what? And then he just picked up the ring. And I was like, you did not just.
But
yeah, that's how he proposed.
what? She'll never forget that day.
He attended BFM since he was about, what, 9, 10?
I was 9.
Yeah.
So I come here in 2005.
Yeah.
Around that time.
He would invite me to a lot of the Youth Alive events. So I was familiar. And funny enough, I didn't even know. I knew Dr. Miles, but I didn't know the church was like so close to where I lived at the time because my graduation was here as well. So
one of the core values that I've learned from being at BFM was to always keep God at the center of your marriage. Because if you don't, you'll just start going through your marriage off of just a pure emotions and listening to the world and listening to other voices that has nothing that won't give you the wisdom and knowledge that you need to have a good, successful marriage. So the only thing you could do is keep God at the center, so everything would just move smoothly.
Mm-hmm. Another thing they said was, even though you are doing life together in a marriage, really do life together. Every decision you make, you should not consult anybody else first but your spouse. Always pray together. And don't let outside forces interfere in your marriage. Your marriage is your marriage. So that's one of the key things I took.
The one thing that I've learned from my wife is to think critically. Like the way she thinks, it just blows my mind. It's like when it comes down to either business or sports we're into, like she's just she dots her I's, she crosses her T's all the time. She don't leave nothing unnoticed, and I just love that. I try my best to learn that and apply that to whatever I'm doing in life, and I just love the way he did it. Like that was.
The one thing I've learned from him is a big one, and I would say it's my faith actually, because I would say he was more grounded than I was. I would say he was more grounded than I was. So he taught me a lot. There were things that I knew. I grew up in Sunday school and things like that, but when I became a teenager, it was just so much going on. But he was the one that kind of like reeled me back in. We would pray together. We would read together. There's things that I've learned in my life about faith and God that he has actually taught me, and then I went to learn for myself. And then also his drive. I learned a lot about how to be so passionate about something, because when he puts his mind to something, and sometimes I have to be like, let's reel that back in, but that's something I really learned, how to be all in from him. Well, even though we've been married for 3 years, we've been together for 11 years. So they normally say the first year of marriage is the hardest. I would agree to that because we never lived together before we got married. So we got thrown in trying to get to know each other, things. He likes things, he doesn't like things. I like things. I don't like combining the things I grew up doing versus the things he grew up doing, and just, like, why do you do this? Why do you do that? I don't do this. Yeah, but I do this. It was a lot of figuring out, but we had to pray, and I thank God for his parents who were like, no, y'all gotta figure it out. Y'all gotta learn. I understand y'all gonna get mad, but before y'all go to bed, fix that.
Well, conversation. That's the one thing I can say. Conversation. You can't leave anything under the table. You have to talk about everything. If you don't talk about nothing, things will just linger and you'll never try to get through it. So the one thing that Terry and I always do all the time is we have conversations. Even the hard ones, as difficult as it can be, you just gotta have those conversations. And I think once married couples begin to have those easy or tough, especially the tough conversations, then things will begin to be more smoother down the road. So down the road, you wouldn't have to go back a couple months or years to have the conversation that you should have been having.
And to add to that, even before we got married, we discussed our non-negotiables. So we really, everything was laid out on the table and we said, okay, this is what we're not going to do. This is what we're going to make sure we do. This is what I don't like. And he told me, and this is what I'm not going to be into either. So we really had those conversations early on. Advice I would give to any couple that's thinking about quitting after the first year or feeling discouraged about even if they should get married because of the horrors of the first year, it's not as bad as people make it seem. You have to weather the storm because, again, you are getting to know someone that you've never been in a confined space with. And that's like anything. And that's like anywhere. You're going to a new school, you're going to be around people every day that you don't like every day. And you have to learn to adjust to that. Do we like our parents all the time? No, but we're with them every day. So it's just the same thing. You have to learn to adapt and compromise too. Compromise. Once you learn that, it'll be smooth. And it's like learning any new thing. It's going to be hard, but as time goes, it's going to go smooth. And then you have a new challenge and then a new challenge. So you just have to face it with optimism.
What advice I would give to any married couples that are thinking about quitting? I would say talk about it again, pray about it, but also go on more dates. And also make sure y'all like each other. Because a lot of couples out here, they love each other. They don't like each other. Yeah. I like being with my wife. Yeah, sometimes we can't stand each other. But I like being with her. Like I've seen married couples that like can't stand each other, and that's a bad thing. Like you gotta like each other.
Yeah.
Like and love, two different words, two different meanings. Love is good, and Dr. Miles said this one time. I don't want to misquote it, but love don't carry a marriage. If you don't like this person, you're not gonna do life with them.
Yeah.
And I feel as though before y'all get married, try to figure out, like she said, your non-negotiables and what's not, and see where it goes, where y'all can begin to like each other, and then when you get married, let all that come together, and then eventually be like, okay, I don't just love this person, I like this person.
And even when a tough time hit, remember why
you
married this person in the first place. He already said it. We like each other. We like being around each other. I know it's a very cliche statement to say. I actually married my best friend. We do everything together. Granted, yes, I still have my own individuality, but there are just things we set out on the side that we say, okay, this is a show we want to watch together. That's what we do. This is a movie that we want to see. If anybody else want to see it, no. We're going to go. That's our thing. We're going to go do that. We actually like being around each other, and then throwing in a little human in the mix. He's already seeing that. So he likes being around us too, and he's only 4 months.
The secret ingredient to our marriage lasting is, again, like I said, just like each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we always try to do everything together. Again, like she said, piggyback on what she said, we do have our own individuality, our own friends, what's not, but at the end of the day, we're in this for the long run, until death do us part, literally. And we just try to do life together.
Well, initially I was told from I was 17 that there was a possibility that I wouldn't be able to have children just based on how horrible my womanhood was. So it wasn't something I thought about. Not to say I never wanted children, but I just lived my life so selfishly because I was like, all right, whatever. It never crossed my mind. We've talked about kids. We picked out names long before it even became something. But I started to get that feeling, I would say early 2024. And like he said earlier, I always dot my I's and cross my T's. And I said, Lord, I want to be married for 2 years before I have a child because I really want me and my husband to enjoy being married. Yes, we've enjoyed our 8 years together, but we're not married. I want us to enjoy that. So we celebrated 2 years of marriage on the first day of October. And on the last day of October, I found out that I was pregnant. And I held on to that secret all day because he was at work. My emotions were all over the place because I was like, no. and I laughed. And when I told him, he thought I was joking. And it wasn't until we saw our little nugget and his heartbeat, I was like, oh, this is real. And so we went through that journey. And June 23rd this year, he came. And I was like, wow, God is real. Because this is a thing that actually happened. I told him I felt like we lived 2 different lives this year because we spent the first half of the year preparing and then the next half of the year just now this new life that we have. And I know that I'm a different person now. And with our marriage, there's a lot now that we had to learn because this is both of our first child. This is the first time being thrown into parenthood at that. I was told about the sleepless nights, and they are real. But he is the sweetest thing we could have ever asked for, and he knows that he's loved because he came from love. And so when he smiles, you know he knows that he is from a true love story coming to life. And he's the cutest, the sweetest.
Boy, handsome.
Yeah.
Man. Boy, what could I say? Well, I remember being in the hospital, and I remember when the nurse brought him going into, what's that room?
The nursery, the
nursery. And I just remember just seeing him. I was like, whoa, I got a son? Like, I was so stunned. I was like, wait, Sean, you was a daddy, bro? I was like, what? And I couldn't even call you because you was still in the...
Yeah, I was dragged up.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. And I started saying in my head, wait, thank you, Jesus. Like, and for a whole day, I was just stunned, like, wow, we're parents. Like, we have a son. And every day before he came, we used to pray over him.
Yeah.
We used to read the word to him. We used to speak life over him. All those other storybooks. And
even to the point where he knew when we were reading because he would calm right down in my stomach.
And we just thank God for that little guy, man. He's our world. He has an entire face.
Yeah.
He has an entire face. And we just love him. And
we just can't wait to show him that we're cool parents. If you have your person already, don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush into something. Don't rush into marriage yet. You guys know where you're going, and it's gonna happen. Also, we're young. We don't know everything, but like we said, we really love and like each other, And when you eliminate everything else and just focus on y'all and don't let what social media has been showing, or anybody who doesn't have that example, don't let that deter you from what y'all are building. So I would say that your relationship is your relationship and your marriage is your marriage. Don't let outside forces or fake things on the media tell you what you should be doing.
I agree, because just to piggyback off of what you're saying, you can't allow this world or anyone around you to determine where you want your marriage or relationship to go, because it's your marriage, your relationship. And again, once you, like she said, once you love and like each other, and you have an idea where you're trying to go, and how you're going to get there, set.
Because if we listen to people, especially like, again, when, like I said, we were in 2 different countries early on. If we had listened to other people, we would not be. I always tell people our story is our story. So.
Apple pie.
What?
Sweet. Good texture. Very good to look at.
Apple pie. Okay. If I was to describe him as a food, it would be a fruit. The white dragon fruit. This is like sticky on the outside, which describes like his tough exterior, but on the inside is a very sweet fruit. So you wouldn't think by looking at him he's a softie. That doesn't mean to like underestimate him being a softie, but yeah.
This is Sean.
And this is Terry. We're Team Smith, and this is our Kingdom Love Story.
Signing up.
At Bahamas Faith Ministries, we believe giving is an essential part of our worship and our commitment to advancing the kingdom of God. We have provided several convenient and secure ways for you to give and support the vision. Here are 4 ways to give. Number 1, visit our website at www.bfmionline.com and simply click the Give button. Number 2, place your gift in the seed box at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center in Nassau, Bahamas, the place where God lives. Number 3, give by direct deposit in the Bahamas. Our bank is Bank of the Bahamas. The account name is Bahamas Faith Ministries. The account number is 135-000-0886. Our branch is Shirley Street, branch number 03157. After making your transfer, kindly email proof of payment to give@bfmionline.com so our finance team can promptly confirm and record your deposit. Number 4, give by credit card in person at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center. Thank you for your generosity and faithful support. Together, we are fulfilling our mission to impact lives, influence nations, and advance the kingdom of God.
Sean Jr. and Terry's story shows us that kingdom love is intentional, choosing each other daily while remaining anchored in God. Their journey is a reminder that when God leads the relationship, love grows deeper and stronger. Join us next time as Kingdom Love Stories continues with another powerful testimony.